Good morning. Nope. Good afternoon. It's Barbara. I'm going to go out. It's a cloudy day. It's going to rain tonight. I'm so excited. Good morning. It's Barbara. Afternoon. It is not breezy out here today, so I'm going to be okay. Otherwise, I think I'd be cold. I'm wearing my garden gate that my friend Megan knit me for Christmas a few years ago. Jennifer Steingass is the designer of this, and it is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love color work. I wish I liked to do it. However, I knit last night. So funny. I don't know what stops me from knitting because I feel so productive when I'm knitting that I can watch any kind of junky thing at all. Although, it wasn't terrible. I watched more of that bull show. And I'm enjoying it. The thing about it is it's so unrealistic in terms of the technology they use. I know there's such people, but they do not have those walls of computer screens and all that stuff. I'm telling you, they don't. They just don't. So anyway, I was knitting last night. I might need to back up because here you go. Here's my sweater. The only thing on the body left to do is the ribbing, and I'm in the middle of working on the pocket. I put it on the try-on cord. I had to tie the try-on cord together, otherwise it was going to come off. And it is going to be it's a big schleppy sweatshirt for, like when you have a big sweatshirt, so it's long. It's going to, I don't know how, I have to look at the pattern and see how much ribbing they suggest. But, it's possible I'll only put 2 inches of ribbing on it. It's already long enough. Doesn't it look great? I'm so excited. So, and I used my brain last night, which, sometimes you don't really want to do. I don't know if you recall, I made this sweater for my granddaughter, Isabel. And I made a few mistakes that I have learned from. And one of the mistakes that I made was when I was picking up the stitches to start the pocket, because basically I knit the sweater and then I picked up the stitches and I'm knitting the pocket down. It's going to be like a kangaroo pocket. When I picked up the stitches now, and I did the stitches on the stripe on purpose because I thought that would help. She didn't have stripes, so it was very clear to me that I had picked those stitches up wrong. Now, it wasn't egregious enough for me to go back and do it right, essentially. But it made me stop and think. So I watched a video last night on how to pick up stitches for a patch pocket like this. And there you go. It looks much better. Now, I think I'm one row short on this piece of the white, but it matches beautifully, so I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, so I am almost through the big stripe, and then I have to do all these little stripes. The pocket goes all the way to the bottom. I am increasing as we go so that the pocket goes, like this, and then is attached down here. That's how it works on both sides, obviously. So there you go. So I was using my knitting brain last night, which was nice. It was nice to be doing that. Anyway, I'm very excited. I am expecting to do some knitting tonight, but the way I go, I knit, and then the next day I don't knit. And then I knit, and the next day I don't knit. This is all I have left of that first giant ball of this hand spun that I'm using that my friend spun for me. But I have lots of this. She sent me like 3,500 yards, 3,000 yards of this. Now I'm knitting it double. So this was like 650 yards, this all. And I've been knitting it double, and I have this much left. So this is going to be enough for the finish the pocket, and then I'll have to wind another one to do the sleeves and whatever of that yarn I'm going to use for the hood. But look how I'm going. I'm knitting, people. I'm knitting. I'm so excited. And then I'm not. So if I don't knit tonight, don't be surprised, because I knit a lot last night. But it was so, I felt good about it. And you know, I'm weird. Sometimes I just think, you know, I just don't get myself. So I thought I was going to go to the store today, but Dennis is going to go to his health food store, and so I won't be going to the store. We're figuring out a solution to the we need dog food problem that doesn't involve me going to the store. So I could have put earrings on. I almost put earrings on today. Let's see, I put my lipstick on. I almost put earrings on today, and then I thought, oh no, I'm going to the store, so I'm going to have to wear a mask, so don't put on earrings. It just, you know, maybe I'll go upstairs and put earrings on since I'm not wearing a mask today. It won't be for you though, it'll just be for me. But I wear earrings just for me, so it's okay. Meanwhile, it's Sunday. It's quiet in the neighborhood today. The boys next door did all this work and cleaned up their yard and shipped all their things, and it was noisy, but it looks good now. Right, Maisie? Don't do that. Put your hand down. Yes, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Yeah, there's my Maisie girl. Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl? All right, yeah, I'm outside. Excuse me. Pearl's out here too. She's doing very, very well. We're very happy. She's barely limping. If she's limping, it's really hard to tell if she's limping or not. So she's just 100% improved. It was too bad we missed our play date with Kobe. But want her to super continue to improve. Before we introduce the wild card factor of a 6-month-old boy dog. We're looking forward to meeting him though. I haven't gotten any reports on how he's doing. I need to text my granddaughter to see what she says. Meanwhile, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I did a lot of fiddling around yesterday in the kitchen. I did kitchen-y things. I decanted my infused vodka. And I did some other things. I did some stuff to help Dennis. He was doing some stuff, and I forget. Anyway, it just like, you know, a couple of hours. And I'm like, wow, I've been busy. So I was busy. I can't remember what it was. But I told you I wasn't going to remember. Forget what else I was doing besides decanting. I made popovers for dinner and bacon. We were going to have bacon and eggs, but Aura got full before the bacon and egg course, so we, you know, stopped. But yeah. So, and then I knit. I did a lot of knitting, and it felt really good. And I did my yoga, and that was good. And yeah. So it was a pretty good day. I feel like I'm on vacation. My lawyer's on vacation. So I don't have to do anything. I did my thing on Friday, and now my lawyer's on vacation, so I'm off. I have some straightening to do, and I have some lists to make to think about what I want to do, my next steps as executrix. But the big thing of paying the taxes is done, and so that's good. Everything else is just figuring out how we want to handle things. That's good. The appraisal finally came. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know why. I got it late yesterday afternoon, and I was in the middle of something, and so I haven't opened it. And I didn't open it today. But I will. That's what I'll do today. I'll read the appraisal. I'll make some copies. I'll scan things and send the information to my brothers. who have a stake in the property and figure out what the next steps are. But meanwhile, it's going to rain today. It's going to rain today, and we're predicted to get a half an inch by tomorrow. And I'm so glad. In fact, I might want to make sure we have enough wood in, because maybe we could have a fire tonight if it's raining. If it's raining, the chances of us starting a forest fire are very low, don't you think? Not that I think we would really start a fire, but you know, better be careful when it's very tinder dry. The girls are both out in the yard. Can you see them? Look how my flowers look. Everything's dead. I need to start working out here too, just to clean things up. But I know I'm not going to do that today because it's going to be raining. So, all right, I'm rambly. I'm feeling rambly, but I'm feeling good about how my Montrealer is coming. A young man designed that. Oh, I have the pattern. I was going to say I have no idea, and I don't off the top of my head. Oh, the pattern isn't in here. The pattern is sitting next to me, my chair, where in theory I was going to mark off as, you know, do this sequence of rows 6 times. Yeah, right. Like I'm keeping track. So I'm going to have to do some counting. I think the pocket swoops last for 30 rows or so. So I need to figure out how many rows I've done. And make sure I'm doing enough increases, because it goes like this. Yeah. And I'm wondering, I have to go look at the pattern. I'm wondering if there's an edging to that swoop in the pocket. Feels like a I-cord would be good there. So if there's no I-cord in that pattern, I might just add one. Who am I? Listen to me. I'm just going to add one. Do I sound like a knitter? I'm feeling like a knitter today. Isn't that funny? And it's my intention to make the hood that follows the pattern. Now, I could never figure out how that pattern worked when I did the hood on Isabel's sweater, but the problem was I had made a mistake, and I forgot that the beginning of the row at the neck was in the back neck, which is how I ended up with my pocket in the back of my, after I put the hood on, the pocket was on the other side. So I read that pattern and I just couldn't conceive of how this could possibly work, because I thought I was in the front and I was in the back. So now that I can conceive of what the heck is going on, it's my intention to make the hood according to the pattern, unless when I get there I still can't figure it out, and then I'll just do what I did for Isabel's and it'll be fine. But I am going to attempt it. One thing I didn't say about yesterday's sweater, I wore my backbone, that it has mohair. The thing I didn't mention yesterday, which is the most obvious thing about that sweater, is it was my Advent sweater a couple years ago. And I love it. And I love the Advent aspect of that sweater, partly because I mixed it with the gray mohair. So it toned everything down. You know, the thing with Advent knitting is you have these wild stripes that, you know, whether they go or not, you know, all this stuff going on. They're very, very bright and sometimes jarring. Now, I like my cowls that I've made with my Advents, and I like my hats that I've made with my Advents, but I made a shawl with my Advent one. I don't love the shawl as much as the other smaller accessories. So it can be very jarring. It could just be that I didn't do a good job of placing the colors. But when you're doing an Advent, it's almost random, or, you know, it's just, it's driven by the maker of the Advent as they put them in, because you open something and you use it. to some degree. Now, when you're like me and you have 3 advents, you get to pick and choose a little bit. 3 advents of the same weight yarn. You get to pick and choose a little bit. But I found that I wasn't in love with the shawl that I made. But I do love my sweater. So I'm wondering if I get far enough along with my Montrealer. I'm wondering, should I try to make an advent sweater? Or is that just asking too much of myself? It might be. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. And I'll have to come up with a design that I'm very interested in having. Although I have a couple sweaters that I really love. I have to go back and figure out what the sweater, my Scream sweater, what the design is. I'll have to go look for it. Valor, I'm sure Valor gave me that pattern. And I have to go and look for that and go back and look at other patterns that I've been given and figure out what pattern I might want to use. And now I'm sitting here thinking, there is a pattern that Leslie gave me, the Sylvestra, something like that. And it is a mosaic. It is a mosaic pattern in that the main color is a beige color, and I bought yarn to make this. And then it has little mosaic colors that I had bought some yarn to do. And I love the sweater. I have the yarn for it. And those colors, I could do the colors from my advent. And it would be much more subtle than, you know, just a crazy stripe. I will print out that picture from that pattern and show it to you tomorrow. And I want the sweater. I have the main yarn for it, which is going to be I could use this hand spun from my friend. I may not quite, it may be a little, the hand spun is not soft to the touch. It's not too toothy, and and it's going to be perfect for this sweater that I'm making, but it may not be perfect for the Silvestri or whatever it is. I think Silvestri. So I'm gonna go find that yarn because I bought yarn for it. I bought a sweater's worth of yarn for that, and then a second color. But I could use my advent. I might just do that, and then I will end up with a sweater that I have wanted for a long time. It'll be an interesting knit, although it might use a little more brain power than I'm ready. I don't know. Is my brain ready? Whether I can knit that sweater in a month or not, I don't know. Depends on how much mojo I have. But I'm thinking that might do it for me. I'm going to print that pattern out and show you tomorrow, and then we'll decide. We'll decide. Meanwhile, I'm going to go. I got to do my yoga. It's already late. I got to get you uploaded. I don't know how Dennis and I were sitting there talking, you know, and sometimes we talk and the time flies. So I'm going to go. Please take good care of yourself. Please, please, please stay safe and stay safe.